that about H-1B pre-registration rule. So, what is it and how to comply with it? If you can please answer.
So the H-1B registration process started a few years ago because we have H-1B numbers, which is 65 plus 20,000. That's 85,000 is the number of H1s new H1s that can be filed every year. And the demand is always more than the supply from the last many years.
Mm-hmm.
And so what was happening is everyone was filing H1s as soon as they could file, that is 6 months before the start date of the fiscal year.
Mm-hmm.
So that was basically March 1st, 6 months before. So they were filing before, at that time, hundreds of H1s. And so UPS, FedEx was getting deluged by the number of petitions being filed.
Okay.
And as a result of which, it was a lot of wastage because, we were filing, people would file, if they wanted 5 employees, they would file 10 cases. They would have to file 10 cases. Because then, based on the actual petitions that were filed, they were doing the lottery. Because they had to do a lottery, because as per the regulation, if they get more petitions than than they have, than 85,000, then they have to do a lottery system, and that's how they decide which petitions, because it can't be first come first serve, because all the petitions go on the first day possible. So they were getting more than 85,000 petitions on the first day itself of the opening of the cap. So they decided to do a lottery, which was fine, but they were doing a lottery based on the actual receipt of the petition. So it was a huge waste of paper, time, money, everything to prepare an entire petition and just to be returned if it was not selected in the lottery. So what they decided to do is have a registration process for the cap. And this is what we're talking about. This is the registration process for the cap. And they've simplified it. So now you can go online, pay $10, which might increase by the way, to maybe $200 or so next year, which can also help in decreasing the number of registrations and, people not filing, baseless registrations or frivolous registrations. But anyway, coming back to the point. So this registration process is a simple process. You pay a $10 fee as of now, and you enter some basic information, into a form, a web-based form that, you go to basically myuscis.gov, which is a website that you have to go to. You sign up, you put in your email address, you create a password for yourself, and then you create a 2-step, verification process, authentication process. And you select, the I am a H-1B registrant. You select that that particular selection, and then you'll see something that says start a registration. So if you are an attorney, then of course you would start a registration. But if you have an attorney filing petitions for you, then you would just say received a passport from your attorney. So that attorney will start the registration, prepare the registration for you, and then you will you will go to that step 8, which says, receive a passport. You'll enter the passport, review and accept the G28, accept the H-1B registration, click, sign, and then finish and send. So these are it's a 13-step process if you're doing it on your own. And if you're doing it through an attorney, then you would, start from step 8, and the attorney would, prepare the rest of the documentation for you. You would just review and register. Going back to the information that we need to put in for the H-1B registration. So as I was saying, the name of the applicant, gender, select whether whether the person has a US master's or not, the date of birth, the country of birth, country of citizenship, passport number. Now, passport number, earlier it was optional, but I think if they're going to select based on the passport number, then they might make that compulsory. So you have to make sure that whoever you're filing the registration for, that you have a copy of their passport and it's a valid passport. In addition to the beneficiary's information, there's some company information that has to be submitted as well. So name of the company, the federal ID number, so make sure you have that handy of your company, US address, I would suggest you put in a US address that is for a commercial space, and make sure you have a proper US address, and you're not putting in a home address, because that could cause issues moving forward. You can of course change it to a commercial space, a commercial address once you're ready to file the H1, but then you'd have to give an explanation and you have to give proof that you've actually changed the address.